Hey, everybody. Hope you guys are all doing okay. Welcome back to Siralim Ultimate. Last episode was a great episode. Like, just very little to complain about. We beat not the boss, the false god on our first try. We found a card, I think. It's been a few days, so I might not remember all the details, but I do remember, I think we fought the Elite Three. We found a treasure golem and a dumpling in the same realm, which is so rare. So, as I said, there's very little to complain about, and yet, it may shock you that I'm going to start this episode probably unfairly, but slightly justified in my mind. I am going to find a thing to complain about in the last episode. So it has to do with the false god fight. Let me just adjust my mic slightly. So with the false god fight, first of all, let me acknowledge fully, yes, I should have read the realm properties. That was on me. I accept that. However, there's something that I've been consistently complaining about, I guess is the right way to put it, with the boss fights in this game, is that you don't generally get to see boss health bars, and that, I think, it doesn't feel right. And in the game's defense, it's not a random thing. Like, the game's philosophy is that you have to earn the right to see enemy health bars, and I've just picked a random enemy that we have S rank knowledge with. Like, F rank will give you the creature's lore, then E rank will give you the health bar, so on and so forth. But I don't know if this applies to bosses, because let me sort it by name. I don't think Impington Reborn is in our list of bestiary creatures. And these are all our creatures whose names begin with Imp. Then we have a couple Imperials. No sign of Impington Reborn. Even if we go to the Codex, maybe game information, false gods, Impington Reborn. This shows us what he does, but it doesn't. I don't know if we're gonna be able to see his health bar maybe the second time we fight him. Nonetheless, so as I mentioned, I fully acknowledge that I should have read the realm properties. However, during the fight, had there been a health bar, it would have given a visual confirmation that he was healing massive amounts. Because I'm playing on turbo mode, I did notice the healing ticks go by, but they were too quick to read. I assumed he was healing a normal amount of health, 10%, 20, at most 30% of his health. But giving the boss health bar would have instantly shown you, okay, you've almost killed his head 3 times now, and he's gained his entire health bar essentially back every single time. I just feel like that could have been like, it could have been a nice touch to have. And I realize, okay, it would be a bit of an exception in the game. Like, the game wants you to not see the enemy health bars and only earn the right to see them through learning about the enemy somehow. I'm not even sure if that applies to these big bosses, because they don't show up in your bestiary. But anyway, like, it would be an exception in that sense to show the health bars, but the game already makes other kinds of exceptions for boss fights. Like, certain abilities that work in normal fights simply won't work in boss fights. So I think this would have been another kind of exception that makes sense, at least in my mind. But anyway, that's enough complaining about the last episode. It's time to jump in to, oh god, I don't even remember, where did we fight Impington? We fought him in the Refuge of the Magi. Ah yes, I remember that. And that means our next target is the Sanctum Umbra. Now, even though this is a normal realm that we're about to get into, realm 439. And we only have one realm to do in this episode. I am actually pretty worried. The reason that I am worried is because of realm property number 4. All enemies have extra traits. That could really mess with us pretty badly. Our Goblet of Trials is still messing up just because it makes things too unpredictable. Nonetheless, 362 is too good of an item bonus to just reroll. So I am going to go into it. I am going to go into Sanctum Umbra. We'll probably... There's a good chance we might fail, and we might have to redo this round, is all I'm saying. But let's see how well we do the first time around. This is Sanctum Umbra. Again, with a fantastic soundtrack. I'm going to make a beeline to the boss altar, just so we can talk to Perdition, god of extinction, who says it is good for you to come here, Darius. To what do I owe the pleasure of your visit? Just give me a moment. Sorry about that, I just realized that there was an alarm on my phone that was about to go off. I have just disabled it so we can play in peace. Anyway, he says, to what do I owe the pleasure of your visit? You know, the usual, just looking for some loot. And, oh, also, how about a donation for you? Oh, hey, he looks a lot different than what his altar suggests. A lot greener. But he says, your donation is accepted, Darius. Yeah. His altar makes him look, you know, like he's at a rave holding some glow sticks. Is that what people do at raves? I don't even know. But he's just very, like, neon purple kind of. And then his... you don't get to see, if you've already donated, you don't get to see the image of the god. You just get this message that you've already donated, but it was definitely a lot greener. Anyway, we are in this realm where enemies have extra traits. I think... What macro are you using? Just in case it's the wrong macro, I'll cast it manually. Rabid Dementia. Can we just punch our way through? Or are enemies going to be bizarrely tanky? You never know what you're going to get into with extra traits. So what I need to do is I need to see which macro my creature is running. So right now, okay, you do have the Rabid Dementia macro. By the way, that macro is just a lazy way for me to cast that spell on the correct creature with a single action rather than having to manually do it, which is a tiny amount more work, but more importantly a tiny chance that you might misclick and either cast the wrong spell or cast the spell on the wrong creature, or both. Cast the wrong spell on the wrong creature. All options are possible. You can make sure you do the right thing every time by using the macro instead. Those big statues will debuff your enemies twice. Silenced is great. Oh, hey, do you see what I see? Top left corner of the screen. It's a treasure golem. Definitely gonna be fighting you. Arcane is good. Mending, not so much. These, I think Tithe collection plates will give you a small amount of favor. Get some more buffs for ourselves. Barrier is nice. Defensive is okay. These interactable objects, these occasionally glowing obelisks, will either give you a small amount of favor for free or a larger amount of favor if you can beat the combat. But these statues, I believe, will either... They'll do something with stats. They'll either give us stats or take stats away from the enemy. Let's find out. They take stats away from the enemy. Okay. Noted. Let's keep on going through. How many enemies are... Oh, hey, a Pandemonium Shrine. All kinds of fun things in this realm. 4 more roaming enemies. And the Master, of course. The Master could be very interesting to fight with the extra traits. I've already collected 4 out of 5 tides. Don't want to accidentally collect the last one. I do want to, however, interact with you. And nothing happens, which is disappointing. However, we did complete this prophecy. Now all we need... The main bottleneck is going to be buried treasure, which is a random spawn in realms. Not that rare. At least doesn't feel like it's that rare. But hang on, let me see the full realm properties. Okay, the rest of them aren't that bad, other than extra traits. They are fused with djinns, which could make things quite... Because I believe those are kind of a spellcasting kind of enemy. Could make things complicated, especially when they're also casting additional times, 7 times, and are... See, I don't want to interact with this plate to the left, because it's going to end the quest, and I want to fight the Master before I end the quest. I would rather lose the realm and have to do it again, than win the realm and lose out on the Master fight. It's just the way I've decided I want to do things. I don't think an extra trait realm is a divination candle kind of realm. I'm gonna pass on that as well. Ooh, this, what does this do? It debuffs enemies further with sleeping and cursed. Ooh, and that just annoyingly is a mimic. Let's see, can we just punch you to death? Eventually. 1 rabid dementia will do it. 1 rabid dementia will do it. There we go. And what do we get in the chest? Nah, not too much. Not too much. And you give us our final buff, which is invisible, which is pretty nice. You've debuffed... Well, you've given the enemies a further stat penalty, even more. Enemies are now feared. That is their last debuff. One thing I should mention is, at a high enough favor level, I think those brains lying on the ground also do something. So, at favor rank 25, they give an intelligence boost, which isn't that useful. However, I will fight them nonetheless before the Master combat, just to get every possible advantage that I can get. This is... Ooh, I thought that was going to be our Master, but that was just a random civilian who's giving us some loot. A good amount of loot. No rare items yet, but a good amount of loot nonetheless. Now that we are doing bounties as well, other items that I'd been neglecting, for instance, this green amber that I picked up, I'm going to be more diligent about picking those up, because we are going to need those to summon our false gods. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast Rabid Dementia on myself, just to get a bit of extra damage put out. And I think we should be fine. So far, the extra traits haven't screwed us over yet. It's just a matter of time before we run into an enemy that has a really annoying combination of traits. 2 more roaming enemies. That's gonna be our master, and one of those creatures is gonna be the annoying stand as one enemy. If you don't know what I mean, you'll know when we eventually get to the master fight. But anyway, for now, let's interact with this brain, and we are told by the game that the pulsing, throbbing brain captivates the entirety of your attention after an indeterminable amount of time. Something tickles your conscience and snaps your mind back to reality. You turn around and are startled to see a group of creatures preparing to attack you. These clearly Lovecraft-inspired. Well, Soulflare as I believe a D&D enemy type, but you know, visually, obviously, there's a bit of Cthulhu aesthetic going on with them. Let's see if can we just. Wait, why did you not cast your spell? Oh, because you're blind. You cast it on a random target. That's really annoying. Really annoying. You want to just cast Rabbit Dementia on yourself. And let's see if we can just make this a one and done situation. Looks like we didn't do that badly. Why were we blind? It's not a realm property. It's something to do with that combat. Either one of their native traits or one of their extra garbage traits. I don't want to accidentally get into this treasure golem fight. Okay, this pulsing, throbbing brain, yeah, same text. We are not blind this time. So, we can... Not sure why our Rift Dancer died. Once again, I'm gonna consult my battle history. So, Suicide Pact. Okay, they were all one-hit killed. But why did the Rift Dancer take damage? One of them attacked. Why did they get an attack? Who even knows? Who even knows? So here's an interesting line. Look at line number... where was it? Line number 4 on this page. It says, Animatus has been healed too many times this turn, but have I ever... Did he ever get any healing in this entire combat? I mean, later on he gained some maximum health. I don't know what the game's talking about with regards to healing. It really feels like some of these constraints, these extra constraints that the game puts about, you know, the very arbitrary ones, like certain number of things can't happen more than X number of times per turn. Those feel like they're a little buggy, or at least functioning in a very non-intuitive way. Anyway, where in this realm haven't we gone? Because clearly there are enemies we haven't found yet, but it's... Okay, there's this little corner of the map past where the master was, and then there's this little nook. We'll duck into both of those areas, and then... Ooh, are you? You are. You are one of the remaining enemies. We're not blind, so we should be able to just punch our way to victory? Again, no idea why enemies are... I used the wrong macro. I should have used a Rabbit Dementia. Okay, can we finish these guys? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. I've got multiple macros that I'm working with, which can lead to making mistakes. There's nothing over there, and then there's going to be one more enemy. You know, before we fight that enemy, I'm going to fight the treasure golem. Before I fight the treasure golem, I'm going to do something. I'm going to change the audio a little bit. I'm going to turn the music off, and I don't know if what I am looking for is going to be a regular sound or a battle sound. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn both of them up to 50, and now I'm going to fight this treasure golem, because last time we fought a treasure golem, I called attention to the hilarious sounds that the treasure golem makes, but I think the volume was a little bit too low on that. I've kept the volume levels at the level that they are so that the repetitive sound effects don't get too annoying, but I'm going to make an exception just for this one sound effect. Now you've backed yourself into a corner, and I believe, you know what, let's make it let's make it 60 and 60. Now let's fight this treasure golem, just because I want you to get a sense of just what he sounds like when you punch him. And I think it'll also give you a better sense of what his death sound effect is like, because it really is very funny. So we'll start out with 5 normal punches. So sadly, we killed him in only 2 hits. It's funnier if you are able to punch him multiple times without him dying. So like the first sound effect that he made, that was kind of like bleh. Like he'll make that over and over again, and there are different versions of those as well. And if you hit him multiple times in a turn, it really does get quite comical. But anyway, we got a good sense of what his prolonged death sound effect is at any rate. And also, we're going to get a bit of a message from Perdition scolding us. We've seen this dialogue before. Perdition says, "Your actions are repulsive. Get out of my sight before I cut you down." Jeez, man. Jeez. Relax. Relax, dude. I just had to do it because these people needed to know how hilarious those sound effects were. Alright, now I'm gonna put the volume levels back to what they were. Hopefully that worked. I kind of decided on the fly what volume levels felt like they should be high enough. When I go back into the recording, it'll be more apparent whether I succeeded. Let's fight this final wandering enemy now, and let's see if we can end this with a self-cast rabbit dementia. And this one has gone quite well, but we're gonna need. Oh no! My sticky A key. I still have the same old controller. This is gonna be the death of me. Not the actual death. It's going to really. I'm going to pay for this. I know there's gonna be a combat somewhere where I'm gonna accidentally cast the wrong spell because I hit A. Or, well, I hit A once, but the game registered me hitting A twice because of the stickiness. But anyway, we got through that combat okay. Let's just be mindful and be extra careful pressing the A button. We're going to be attacking the Nephilim. And the Master says Nephilim symbolize balance in all things. Moderation is the key to success. Sure. the main target for us is going to be the piece of garbage standing center back, because he has the really irritating stand as one trait. And if it wasn't for that really irritating stand as one trait, we would have killed that creature. Now, for my next attack, I could either... You know what? Let's actually start off with a good Defile, just in case they were planning on healing themselves. And our Animatus is provoking. Our Dreadwhite is gaining some maximum health. So far, very attritional combat. Stand as one is really annoying just because it slows everything down. Oh, our Animatus is confused. That is not great. That's not great at all. Gonna have to deal with that ASAP. Gonna have to start casting antidotes. Yeah, that is really annoying. That is really very annoying. At least we got our Defile. Yeah, stand as one. Like, does anybody use it in any of their builds? If you do, I guess that's okay, but if no one's using it in their builds, and it's also not accomplishing anything except annoying everybody who fights one of these enemies, like why have it in the game? Is it an unwritten rule in any RPG that there has to be at least one thing which serves no purpose other than to just annoy the player? Is that it? Is that what's going on? Yeah, we need to keep casting Antidote. Okay. Oh, whoa, what happened? Why'd you take damage? So, why did my... Due to burn. Okay. Okay, well, you've run out of your arbitration charges. You have an ethereal arbitration charge. It's not going to help us much. We just have to cast Antidote again, so that confusion is gone. Confusion still isn't gone. So here's how we're gonna have to do this. With you, we cast one more Antidote. Now confusion is gone. It's legitimately gone. With you, we can still use the macro one more time. But what? I cast the wrong spell. I don't know why I opted to do it manually, but yeah, Rabid Dementia and Magic Suppression are right by one another. Okay. So at least that's brought the Ebony Ant back to life. For whatever that's worth, which is not very much. Hopefully my Animatus doesn't get confused again, because that'll really slow things down very badly. Are you fucking serious right now? Are you actually serious? And we can't even... Well, we should still have Antidote. No, we don't. We don't even have Antidote charges. Okay, now at least we can do Arbitration to get Rebirth on all our people in case our Animatus attacks our own people. Yes, Sinistry, I think, is, you know, the anointment that makes our person with the highest amount of defense automatically provoke. Don't think that's working out for us very well. It certainly hasn't worked out well in this fight. Because, like, why is confusion being inflicted? Is something that I want to know. Like, one day, if I ever get to actually take my turn, I'm going to inspect you. What? Like, what? I mean, you are confused, but why were you inflicting confusion? Your creatures are... heals your other influence. Yeah, I don't know why we're getting confused upon being attacked, but it's really annoying. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cast... I'm gonna use my macro. I'm gonna cast Reincarnation on the Dread White, or am I? Yeah, let's see. Let's do it. Maybe I should have cast something else with the Centaur. Fine. Okay, we well, you know, we still have some antidote charges. I could cast Dispel, and all the buffs and debuffs will be removed, but I don't want to do that. So, do we have another antidote charge? We do. Once again, I'm going to... if I cast Antidote, it's just gonna... some joker is just gonna attack me again, isn't they? Ooh, well, actually, no, we killed one of them, which means we get corpse explosions. And we do some real damage to them. And somehow... we're doing... well, we've killed one of them, which is a kind of progress, and we didn't get confused this time on our animators, which I think has just won us the fight. It might have been because they had a chance to confuse, which didn't proc. It might have also been because of our I think the magic barrier trait, which we put on our unit a few episodes ago, which is if we cast 12 spells, we're immune to debuffs. So one of those two reasons is why we didn't get confused yet again. This time I'm just gonna see if we can end the fight like this with some big punches. Okay, the annoying guy at the center back is finally dead, but because you cast it twice, we're now picking a different target. And, ooh, and now all of our people are getting healing. Somebody has annoyingly come back. Again, corpse explosions didn't trigger because the game considers instances of 0 damage as quote-unquote damage, and then will give you a message saying that the enemy has been damaged too many times. Which surely cannot be how that is intended to work. It cannot possibly be how that is intended to work. So once again, we're gonna have to cast Arbitration, take away your annoying rebirth garbage. Okay, so the 3 of you are now blind and confused. for whatever that's worth. Now that the stand has won, enemy is... This is such a slow fight with this build. Just because now we've got to wait for... Were we getting notifications for 0 max health? Okay, that's something that I'm gonna have to change. Something I'm gonna have to change. I'm just gonna cast Rapid Dementia on you, and I'm gonna try and end the fight. There we go. That should end things. Why are you back? Why the fuck are you back? Well, you're dead now. Who even knows? Why did you come back? Conservation of energy, really annoying trait. Really annoying trait, but you know what? We did it. We beat the master. Let's just be happy. Irritating fight. A god-awful fight. One thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into gameplay. Values of 0. I'm going to turn these off. Usually it's useful to have values of 0 because for instance, it can let you know that an attack which you expected to do damage with has not done damage, and it's a great way to tell that, but I'm gonna turn that off. Maybe it's gonna make fights go faster, who knows. Anyway, that's enough of an ordeal. But I knew it was gonna be slow fighting those enemies. I just didn't realize how slow. We're definitely not doing divination candles on a floor with extra traits on our enemies, because that is just too annoying. We're just gonna interact with all of these. Oh, wait, what? What was that extra? Oh, it was just a line about us cleansing the obelisk. For a second there I thought it was a temporary buff. Here we go. Here's where we get the extra encounter. The dark energy manifests into a pack of hostile creatures. Can we just punch our way through? Looks like we can. There we go, nice and straightforward fight. Let's collect this as well. And I think this might put us into another favor rank. This interactable, this haunted mirror, will also give us favor with the god. I'll read the text. It says, you gaze into the mirror. Strangely enough, you don't see your own reflection, but a group of hostile creatures they attack. Okay. Interesting party order. One of these creatures must have some trait that is shuffling the party order. And I'm really annoyed by that. Maybe you can finish the job that you started attacking this enemy. That'd be nice. Maybe corpse explosions can do something for us. No? But one of them is confused. Okay. What to even do with your turn? How about you? It doesn't even matter if you provoke, because our Animatus is gonna provoke anyway. I'm just gonna do a regular attack against you, and hopefully this ends the fight. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Rabid Dementia will end the fight surely. Especially with the two of them dead. Now corpse explosions will end it. Yes. Yes, they will. 50 favor. No. We're still off. Ooh, but there's one more tithe collection plate. Oh, a couple more and another mirror. So we will be able to reach the next favor rank easily. Got a power collector achievement as well. Nice. And now we're going like we should. Rabid Dementia is going to be what we cast. There we go. Now we reach rank 27. 50% dumpling spawn chance, which is very nice. And let's get the last two of these things. And get a few other tiny amounts of resources, why not? Get that as well. And I think we are now done with this realm. I'm not summoning enemies. I hate extra traits. It's a bunch of garbage. I just came here to loot the realm with the high item bonus, but now we're finally done. Let us head back to Siralim. It was on track for being a short episode, but that master fight really prolonged things. Ooh, what? I didn't read. At some point, the bonus ticked over into the next week, and this week, by the way, the week bonuses, I don't know if they're exactly a week, they probably are, but they won't necessarily always correspond to, so episodes come up 3 a week, but the bonuses might change in between, because I don't always get a chance to record in a clean weekly pattern, so I sometimes have a bit of extra free time, then I build a bit of a backlog, then I'm busy for a while, then I don't record, so I might miss 1 week's bonus. I really hope I don't miss the week when we get card finding chance as a bonus. I'll make an extra effort to actually record during that week, but anyway, that is our currently running bonus, which is fine. And other than that, I think we're done. Next episode, we do have another boss to fight. It's gonna be a fun one. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna re-roll an item bonus, and 326 is fine. Resurrect on Death is gonna be tricky to deal with, as is less attack, as is less speed. But you know what? If we're having trouble, we can always retreat and, you know, fight it under more favorable circumstances. But anyway, that is going to be all for this episode. Nice and easy, nothing dramatic happened. We did have that treasure golem fight, but other than that, nothing. Well, we also beat the master, you know. We had a Pandemonium Shrine which didn't give us anything, so, you know, pretty low-key episode, but, you know, some tiny bits of progress. A couple random achievements we got here and there. Takes us to 1425 out of the mammoth 5079 that we need, so, you know, slowly making our way there, and hopefully we'll take another couple more steps towards that next episode. But anyway, that is going to be all for this one. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and hope to see you for the next episode. And until then, take care.